That little yellow light, the check engine light, it just clicked on, your stomach drops, doesn't it? It drops because you know that light isn't a suggestion. It's a bill. It's a $500 diagnostic, maybe a $1,500 repair. It's money you don't have. You turn the radio up trying to ignore it. You tell yourself it's probably just a sensor. But you and I know the truth. You're one bad repair away from not making it to work. One emergency away from total disaster. And while you're stressing about that light, you're hearing whispers. 1929, 2026, collapse. You're worried about the global economy? You're worried about Wall Street? Your personal economy is already on fire. You're worried about your savings vanishing. What savings? You're living paycheck to paycheck, and that little yellow light just proved it. You don't need a global collapse to be ruined. Your monthly payments are already doing the job just fine. Sit down. We need to talk. And you're not going to like what I have to say, but you need to hear it. You don't know me. My name doesn't matter. I'm not some guru on TV selling you a system. I'm the guy who's worked 2 jobs, sometimes 3, just to keep the heat on. I'm the guy who's eaten peanut butter sandwiches for dinner so the kids could eat real food. I am Main Street, and I learned a lesson patching drywall and driving trucks that they will never teach you in business school. The banks, the credit card companies, they want you worried about that check engine light. They want you one step away from panic, because when you panic, you swipe the card. You take the high-interest loan. You dig the hole deeper. They own you. I learned that the only way to sleep at night isn't having more, it's owing less. I'm here to tell you the hard truth. They are planning your financial ruin, but you are helping them do it. You've got to learn the first rule of survival. A dollar you don't owe is a dollar they can't take. That's the only security you have, not some 401k that can vanish overnight. The cash you have, free and clear. The debt you don't have. That's it. We're going to fix this. But not with tricks, with honesty. The kind that hurts. So let's start right now. I want you to go to the comments and write down your biggest debt. Is it the credit card? The student loan? The car payment? Write it down. Put the number next to it, stare at it. The first step to killing a monster is to stop being afraid to look at it. Do it now. I see those numbers. I've had numbers like that. And I know how you got them. You told yourself, I deserve it. You work hard. You're tired. You deserve that $150 dinner. You deserve that $8 coffee. You deserve that new phone. Let me ask you something. Did you deserve the stress that came with the bill? Do you deserve to lie awake at 3 a.m. wondering how you're going to pay the electric? Do you deserve that jolt of panic when the check engine light comes on? I deserve it is a lie. It's a marketing slogan they invented to sell you junk you don't need with money you don't have. You know what you actually deserve? Peace. You deserve to go to bed at night not worrying if the car will start in the morning. You deserve to see an unknown number on your phone and not assume it's a debt collector. You deserve to get the mail and not feel sick to your stomach. That is what you deserve, and you can't buy that peace. You have to build it. And you build it by not spending. You build it with every no you say to yourself. They've built a perfect trap for us. They hand you a credit card when you're 18 years old. They tell you to build your credit. What they mean is build our profits. They tell you a new car is the sign of success. So you take out a 72-month loan, 6 years, for a machine that loses half its value the second you drive it off the lot. My local mechanic, Sal, he told me something last week. He said, I see guys drive in here with $70,000 trucks, brand new, and then they beg me for a payment plan to fix the brakes on their wife's old car. They're drowning in payments, just to look rich at the stoplight. That's the trap, looking rich, but being poor. Paying 22% interest on that dinner you deserved, you're paying for that meal 5 times over. You're not just paying for the food, you're paying for the privilege of being in debt. Think about that. You are paying extra to be in debt. So you're looking at that debt number you posted. You're worried about the check engine light. You think that is the problem. My friend, that's just the symptom. The problem is that you have no defense, you have no buffer, you have zero margin for error. A $500 car repair is bad. But you think that's the worst it can get? I haven't even started on the real killers. Wait until I tell you what happens when your water heater explodes in the middle of January. Wait until I show you the cost of a medical bill you didn't see coming. In the next parts, I'm not going to sell you a dream. I'm going to give you a fire extinguisher, because your house is already burning, and the first thing we have to do is find every single leak that's fueling the fire. That $1,500 car repair, that surprise medical bill, the broken water heater. You think these are the things that ruin you. You're wrong. Those are just the final punch, the knockout. You're being beaten every single day by 1,000 tiny cuts. You just don't feel them until you're too weak to stand up. I'm talking about the leaks, the invisible holes in your wallet. I'm talking about that 18-a-month streaming service you haven't watched since last year, the 12-a-month music app your kids signed up for, the $10 premium channel you forgot to cancel after the free trial. You add those up, that's $40 a month, 40 bucks. You say, so what? It's $40. Let's do the math, because the bank does. $40 a month is $480 a year. That's a brand new set of tires. You are literally trading your family's safety on the highway for the privilege of watching reruns you fall asleep to. Think about that delivery you ordered last night. You were tired, I get it. The food was $25, but then the service fee was $5, the delivery fee was $4, and the tip, because you're not a monster, was another $6. You just paid $15 for the convenience of not driving 10 minutes to pick it all up. Let's say you do that twice a week. That's $30 a week in fees and tips alone, not food. Fees, that's $120 a month. In 1 year, that is $1,540. That's your $2,500 car repair. Right there. You had the money. You just ate it. You paid a stranger to bring you cold food, and in exchange you lost the exact amount of money you needed to fix your car. I remember my moment of clarity. It wasn't a spreadsheet. It wasn't some app. It was a cheap $1 notebook from the drugstore and a pen. For 30 days I wrote down everything, every single penny. The $2.50 soda at the gas station, wrote it down. The $5 lottery ticket, wrote it down. The $1.25 for air in the tires because I was too lazy to find the free pump. Wrote it down. At the end of 30 days I sat down and added it up. I was sick, I was disgusted. I had spent over $300 on nothing, on air, on sugar water, on fees, $300 that I had worked 20 extra hours at my second job to earn. I traded 20 hours of my life for junk. That notebook was the hardest mirror I ever looked into, because it showed me the truth. The problem wasn't my paycheck. The problem was me. The problem was my habits. The problem was the slow, stupid bleeding of my own money. This is the solution. Get a notebook, get a pen. For the next 30 days, you write down every cent. I don't care if it's a piece of gum. You write it down. This isn't about budgeting. This is an audit. This is an interrogation of your own life. You need to know where the enemy is. And the enemy is that slow drip. The enemy is the, it's just $5. It's just $10. It's just one time. Let me tell you about Jim. Jim runs the local diner. He's been there 40 years. He told me he watches the same people come in every single day. They buy a $4 coffee and a $6 muffin every day, $10. Then they sit there and complain about gas prices, $10 a day. That's $50 a work week. That's $200 a month. That's $2,400 a year. $2,400. That's your entire emergency fund. That's 6 months of your car insurance. That's your property tax. Gone, eaten, inhaled. All while complaining that the man is keeping you down. You're doing it to yourself. This is the second rule. Wall Street sells you comfort. Main Street teaches you control. They want you comfortable. They want you to tap the phone and have food appear. They want you to click a button and have a movie start. Because in that comfort, you don't check the price, you don't do the math, you just consume. Control is harder. Control is making the coffee at home. Control is packing your lunch. Control is looking at that $15 fee and saying, no, my labor is worth more than that. You're going to get pushback. You'll do this. You'll start writing it down. You'll stop the delivery. You'll cancel the subscriptions. And your friends will say, you're being a cheapskate. Live a little. This isn't being cheap. Cheap is buying bad tools that break. Cheap is ignoring the check engine light until the engine seizes. Cheap is refusing to take your kid to the dentist to save a buck. This is not cheap. This is smart. This is respect. It's respecting the hours of your life you traded for that money. It's respecting your family enough to build a wall around them that a surprise bill can't break through. Being cheap costs you more in the end. Being in control saves you everything. You've started to map the leaks. You're looking at the $10 and $20 holes, but you think that's all there is. You haven't even looked at the real damage. You're still paying for things you don't even know you're buying. In the next part, we're going to hunt down the ghost charges, and I'm going to show you the power of saying the hardest word in the American language, no. You've done the audit, you have the notebook, you've seen the $20 leaks, the $40 subscription holes, and you're disgusted good. Disgust is a powerful motivator. Now comes the hard part, the part they never teach you. The power of no, not maybe later, not I'll put it on the card, just no. You think that new phone is a good deal. They're offering you $800 for your old one. It's a free upgrade. It is not free. The new one costs $200. You're still paying $400, but that's not the real cost. Let's say you make $18 an hour. After they take out taxes, you're lucky if you bring home $14. That $100 or $200 phone isn't $100 or $200. It's 85 hours of your life. That's more than 2 full weeks of work. Standing on your feet, away from your kids, for a slightly better camera. When you say no to that phone, you just paid yourself 85 hours of your own life. You just bought back 2 weeks. Let's talk about eating out. You're tired, you're busy, you grab lunch out 3 times a week. It's just $20, you say. $20 times 3 is $60. You do it every week, that's $240 a month. In 1 year, that is $2,880. $2,880. That is your entire emergency fund. That's the $1,500 for the car and the $1,000 for the broken water heater with money left over. All you had to do was say no and pack a lunch. You are literally eating your own safety net. This isn't theory, this is real. I know a woman, Sarah from Ohio, single mom, 2 kids. She had $15,000 in credit card debt. She was drowning in the 24% interest. She couldn't sleep. She started the notebook. She found $450 a month, $450, in subscriptions, in delivery fees, in fast food. She called the credit card company. She said, I am paying you $450 a month every month on this date. Don't call me. Don't harass me. That is what you are getting. In 1 year, she paid off $5,400. She's not out of the woods. But for the first time in a decade, the number is going down. She told me she can finally breathe. She took back control. This isn't about getting rich, it's about getting free. You want to accelerate this? Stop looking for deals. Start looking for habits, groceries. You walk in for milk and bread. You walk out with $150 in snacks, frozen dinners and soda. Why? Because you were hungry and you didn't have a list. Rule 1, never shop hungry. Rule 2, look at the unit price, the smaller number on the tag. They put the family size box on sale, but the unit price is higher than the smaller box. They are betting you're too tired to do simple division. Prove them wrong. Gasoline, you're driving 10 minutes across town to save 5 cents a gallon. You just burned 10 cents worth of gas to get there. Stop chasing cents. Start saving dollars. How? By driving less. Combine your errands, 1 trip, not 5. Check the air in your tires, simple, free. It saves you money on every single tank. But the math is the easy part. The hardest part is the people. Your friends, your family. They will be the biggest obstacle. Your buddy calls. Let's go to the game, my treat. You know it's not a treat. You'll have to buy the next time. You say no. Your family wants the big vacation. We deserve it. You have to be the bad guy. You have to say we can't afford it. We can go to the state park for the day, we can have a barbecue, but we are not going into debt for a week at the beach. They will get quiet. They will get angry. They will call you cheap. They will say you've changed. You let them. You let them say it. Because you know the truth. You have changed. You've decided that your family's future, your peace of mind, is more important than their opinion. You've decided that sleeping soundly is better than impressing people who aren't paying your bills. Here is the 3rd rule. Write it down. A paycheck isn't a suggestion. It's a battle plan for the next 30 days. And you are the general. Imagine this. The mail comes, you see the electric bill, you open it, and you just pay it. You don't have to check your balance. You don't have to wait for Friday. You don't have to borrow from the grocery money. You just pay it. Imagine the phone rings. An unknown number. You answer it. And it's just a wrong number. Not a collector, not a final notice. Your stomach doesn't drop. You just hang up. That quiet, that feeling of nothing. No panic, no fear. That is the peace that no buys you. You've started. You've cut the subscriptions. You're packing your lunch. You're proud of yourself. But you're not done. You're not ready for 2026 or 1929 or just a plain old bad Tuesday. You've stopped the bleeding. Now you have to build the armor. In the final part, I'm giving you the 90-day plan. The belt-tightening protocol. This is how you go from zero to safe. Don't stop now. You're here. You've listened. You're angry. You're disgusted. You're probably a little bit scared. Good. That's the correct response. You've spent your whole life working, driving to that first job before the sun is up, getting home from that second job after your kids are already in bed. You trade hours of your life, hours you will never get back, for a paycheck. And then you turn around and you trade that paycheck, that piece of your life, for a cold pizza, for a streaming service you don't watch, for a car payment you can't afford. You are setting your own life on fire just to feel a little warm for 5 minutes. That is the two-job mentality, not the working part, the wasting part. You work so hard, you feel you deserve to waste it. I'm telling you, you deserve to keep it. You've earned the right to build a wall around your family. So let's build it. Look down the road. You have two futures. Future one is the one you're on. You keep swiping. You keep saying, I deserve it. You keep ignoring the small leaks. And that check engine light, it finally does you in. The transmission blows. It's $3,000. You don't have it. The credit card is maxed. You miss work. You get fired. You lose the car. Then you lose the apartment. You think I'm exaggerating? Ask anyone in 1930 how fast it happens. Then there is future two. It's harder. It starts today, and it's the one where you finally take control. This is the 90-day belt-tightening protocol. This isn't a game. This is your life. Month 1, the audit and the freeze. Days 1 through 30, you have your notebook. You write down every cent. But you also do this. You freeze. For 30 days, you buy nothing that isn't essential. Essentials are gas to get to work, groceries from a list, and keeping the lights on. That's it. No coffee out, no delivery, no Amazon, no, it's just $1. Nothing. This is boot camp. Your only goal is to survive the 30 days and see for the first time that you have money left over. Month 2, the cuts and the calls. Days 31 through 60. Take your month 1 notebook. Look at every dollar you spent. Now look at the list of things you stopped spending. You survived, didn't you? Now you make it permanent. You cancel every subscription you don't use. You pack your lunch every single day. And then you make the calls. You call your car insurance. You ask for a lower rate. You call your phone company. You ask for a cheaper plan. You call the cable company and you tell them you're switching, and you mean it. You will be shocked at the deals that appear when you're willing to say no. Your goal this month: create a $300 surplus. $10 a day. You know where to find it. Month 3, the foundation. Days 61 through 90. You have that $300 you saved. Now you take it and you move it into a savings account. A different bank if you have to. Somewhere you can't touch it. This is day 0 of your emergency fund. This is your check engine light money. Then you do it again. You save another $300. You sell that old TV in the garage. You sell those clothes you're not wearing. You add it to the pile. At the end of 90 days, you might have $600. You might have $1,000. It doesn't matter the exact number. You will have something. You will have a wall. This isn't suffering. This is freedom. Every dollar you save is a piece of your own power you are taking back from the banks. Every cut you make is a no to the people who want you scared and desperate. You are not a customer. You are not a debtor. You are the boss. That paycheck is your money, your time, your life. And you will no longer give it away for nothing. You are in charge now. They want you to think this is too hard. They want you to give up and buy the muffin. They are betting on you to fail. We're done here. I've given you the map. I can't walk the road for you. If you made it this far, you're serious. This isn't just a video, this is a choice. So as a contract with yourself, go to the comments and write, I control every cent. This is your declaration of independence. All right. Enough talk. Go brew your coffee for tomorrow morning. Your money is yours again. Don't waste it.